Good morning guys, how we doing? So this is Dan from Trading with Dan, and this is the Bitcoin and Ethereum update for Thursday the 5th of March 2020. So I don't know if you guys watched my video yesterday with my Dominator setup. The Dominator actually took its first 2 trades now and is in a profit already, so that's really good to see with a new strategy. So hopefully that can carry on onwards and upwards, but I'll keep you updated, keep you posted with the updates for it. So we'll see how that goes. You can see Bitcoin, we've made a move up. I was saying that I could potentially see this happening just based on stocks being quite strong. Stocks made a good move up yesterday, so we kind of sort of had a it looked like a descending triangle, but I mean you could look at it as a pennant or a wedge or however, but we did break out of that outwards and upwards. So that's good to see for the price of Bitcoin. So we didn't actually get the DMT short, so we got saved by the sell line, so that's really good to see. Good to see the indicator operating that way, making sure it keeps us safe unless we are confirmed. Do you know what I mean? We could potentially have closed $10 lower in one of these, had a sell trade and then still gone up, but we didn't. So that just show how well the DMT indicator was working for us in that case to keep us out of trouble, keep us out of a short trade. That Dominator didn't do, but hey, Dominator's is gonna trade before DMT will though. So it may get trades wrong, but then it may get in trades way before, like a big breakdown like we have shown in the past. So the DMT sell line is currently nearly at 8,800 and climbing, so that's moved up quite a bit. So if we do get back below 9,000 below, and yes, then we could be looking at the sell trade be back on the cards. I suspect if we stay up here though, the DMT buy line sell line is going to come up a bit further. So we will keep monitoring that. I mean, the bot's set up, so if that happens it will take a trade, so we will wait to see what happens with that. Yeah, sorry about my bit of a cold I've got. Right, so over the 20 to 25 minute Dominator, this is where we took our trades. So we took the sell trade here pretty much probably about 5 minutes after I actually set the bot up. So if I'd set it up maybe 5 minutes later, we'd have missed that sell trade and just taken the winning buy trade. But hey, that's how it is, isn't it? It's fine margins. I mean, market could have gone down from this point, and I could have been like, oh well, if we'd only set it up 5 minutes earlier, then we could have got the trade. I mean, assuming I set it 5 minutes late and we didn't get the sell trade. But hey, it is what it is. We're in it for the long run with these bots, so we will see how it works over time. But yeah, so you can see we had the sell trade and then it didn't work, so we got stopped out and bought on here. So we stopped out, went long, and we would still have been the buy trade, but I did actually take it off if I show you. So go over to the 3 commas where we're running the bots from. So this was the first trade, which was a 2.09% loss, and then the second trade was a 2.48% win. So overall, that's just about in profit. So we'll keep monitoring that. What I would say is that at the time, as of now, I'm actually running the base order size, so basically the order size, because that's the only order, we don't have the safety orders, but the base order size of 25%. And don't forget, we've actually split this overall, those two, we split basically the balance of the one bot account into 2 accounts, so we can then trade basically the BTC contract with both bot strategies. So we're using 25% of half of the account balance, so that's in effect 12.5% of our balance, as opposed to we were trading 50% or 55%. We were increasing this, so it was currently up to 60%, but seeing as I split it, I've actually reduced it down to what is in effect 50%, but it is 100. But obviously that is for half the size, so we've reduced DMT down to 50% because we will be taking these Dominator trades that are in theory 12.5%. So we're still over just over 60%, 62.5%, and we were increasing them every time. So we had 50, 55, so 60 was the next one, but we brought it to 62.5 risk overall if we ended up with both positions in the same direction. Right, so yeah. so that is where we are at with the Bitcoin bot. So I am glad to see that we are quickly back in profit. We did actually start our very first it's on the next page now. We did actually start our very first DMT trade in a loss, and the second one was a win. So maybe there's a pattern there. Maybe every time you set up a new bot, you got to lose first, and then keep your faith for it to work overall, which DMT is doing so far. Right, so yeah, so that's Bitcoin. Over to Ethereum. Ethereum actually took a buy trade, which would be in a profit now. You guys know I took off the DMT for Ethereum, just because it's quite volatile. I mean, the last one wouldn't have worked, would have hit our stop. I mean, we were barely on side at all, and then obviously even if our stop wasn't there, we definitely would have hit it here. But what I told you guys I am looking to do is set up the 25-minute Dominator for Ethereum. So that would have taken us along basically around this level here. I mean, it would have had some buys and sells here that wouldn't have really amounted to too much. Obviously the sell there we know was good. The buy here, so a buy here, then we would have then sold again here, so we would have taken a little loss there, but then we would have bought again here. So based on the Dominator, which is how I am looking to trade Ethereum, we would currently be sat at over 2% profit. So yeah, that's good. And then potentially actually hitting through the DMT buy line. This is on the 25-minute and the 15-minute. Obviously we've already got through it. Not that we trade in DMT, but it shows where the level is, that if we break through, you can expect further movement based on this time frame. So yeah, we're going to go look at the the larger time frame chart for Bitcoin, so you can see we managed to break through that resistance there. So I would say we've got a clear run up to about the 9,500 level, which will be the next area of resistance. So I think a lot of people would have been selling this. This was looking weak. You guys know that I was selling this on my other account as well, which I did stop out those trades. It wasn't a very big loss because I was working the shorts from high 8,800s, 8,800, yeah. So yeah, so if you can see, we've broken through here. I mean, there's this last bit of resistance around this level, potentially. So we could be seeing a bit of a resistance here, but I mean, there's nothing really to say we can't get up to around this level before maybe being whack-a-moled back down again a bit to consolidate. But yeah, so I have actually taken off this trade, as you guys can see in my deal history. No active deals, so I did take that off. I saw we were getting up to that line, and I didn't want us to have like a big wick down, a big closing candle. I just wanted to lock in the actual overall game between the two trades, and then just to see what happens. Because remember, we did enter this trade quite high up in the move, so it is definitely reasonable for us to maybe come back to test the top of this, where we broke out from the top of this like short time frame resistance. So I just wanted to lock in that profit in the case that happened, and we are still waiting for DMT trades, and then we will get further Dominator trades. So yep, so I did tear that off. So that's everything today. So I hope you guys can see how the Dominator is working already for us. So remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, etc. Stock markets potentially looking a bit weak this morning. Gold making a move back up. Oil tried to stage a rally back up to about the 48s, just over, but now is well sub 47 and looking weaker, looking to be forming lower highs and lower lows. So I imagine we could have another leg down. So with our two bots, we've got the DMT and the Dominator. It's only the sell trade we're looking for in the Dominator at the moment, because we were long, and it's only the sell trade in the DMT. So for the bot strategy wise, obviously this isn't necessarily what I want overall for Bitcoin, but for the bot strategy wise, maybe we'll consolidate around this high level. Stock markets will keep coming off, and then we'll get some good sell trades. But we'll see what happens. Obviously, Bitcoin can keep going up, and then we can just sell from a higher level. Like we didn't sell here in the end, and now the highest level we could sell from is well over 8,800 now. So that's obviously a better sell level. It's just a higher number. I mean, we don't know what the market's going to do after we sell based on DMT, but we do know that if we sell at a higher number, then that is a better trade. So thanks for listening, guys, and I will speak to you guys later on today.